I want to start off by saying I don't know why the zombies tend to defy gravity in my server, but it makes them look pretty cool. Now they get really crazy when the zombie horde spawns in. It's kind of, I mean, they're all over the place. Anyway, let's get to it. I wanted to show you guys how to set up these zombie phantoms that I've created, which are basically regular zombies with a really short lifespan, so it seems like they're spawning in out of nowhere right in front of you. To do this, you're going to want to open up your Nitrado DayZ server, click on your missions file, then either Chinaris or Enoch, which is Livonia. Then you're going to want to download your event spawns file, make a backup of that, and you're going to want to go up to the DB folder, download the events.xml file, make a backup of that, and then open them both up into whatever text editor you use. Now, this is my first tutorial video, and I've realized my laptop is junk and I can't open up a screen recorder on it, so I'm having to do it on my phone. But it looks pretty much the same, so you should be able to follow along as if I was doing it on my computer anyway. So, alright, we'll start off with the events.xml. Once you get that open, either Control F and search for infected city, or just scroll down until you find it, which is what I'm having to do here. And there it is. You're going to want to copy this, starting from the opening event and going all the way down to the closing event. The closing event's got that little / in it. The opening event won't have that. You're going to copy that, drop down a line, paste that in. There we go. Paste that in just like that. So we should have 2 of the infected city events. Yep. Alright, let's go down here to the one we're going to start with. And normally, I mean, you can put this anywhere. A lot of times I'll put mine at the very top, but just for tutorial purposes, I just put it right under the other one. So the name of the event is really important. It lets the event know how to handle the game know how to handle the event. So, I mean, you'll see if it's an animal, it'll say animal in front of it. If it's something to do with zombies, it'll say infected. There's static, item, vehicle. Now, oddly enough, with this being a zombie event, we will use static instead of infected. And so we'll name it static. Spell it right. Static Phantom. Now you can call it whatever you want, just as long as it has the static in front of it. Now your nominal, your min and max, will make those all the same. On my server, I have it set for 200. That'll require you to actually put in 200, actually more spawn locations. I have about 2,000 spawn locations around Topolin and Livonia for this to randomly choose from, which was a little difficult. I'll get to that in a minute, but for tutorial purposes, we'll just leave it at 1. So we'll make all 3 of these 1. Your lifetime you want to be really short, so 3 would be fine. The safe radius, you want that to be short as well, or a small distance, so it makes it look like they're popping in right next to you. So let's set that at 1. Your distance radius, you want to put that at 0, and your cleanup radius you want to be 0, which means that excuse me, which means that once the event ends, there won't be a distance you need to be at for this to start cleaning up the event. So which it means the zombies will disappear when the event's done. Now your flag's deletable. You're going to want that to be set to 1. That makes it so that when the event's done, the zombies are able to be deleted. Initiate random, you want 0. The remove damage, I have mine set to 0. That means that they don't have to be damaged for it to be deleted. Otherwise, if it's set to 1, when the event starts, the zombie will pop in, and when the event ends, it won't delete them until you kill them. So we'll set that to 0, which you may want to do that. And it's up to you. Now, the position and limit, those are very important too. If you have it set to player, it works, but it works a little wonky. Like, so you could be literally across the map from where you have the event set up, and the zombie will still spawn in near you. And I personally didn't want that. I mean, you may want zombies spawning on people all over the map. It's up to you. But for the purpose of teaching you the way that I got mine set up, well, you're going to want this to be random. And then you want the limit to be child. Oh, I probably should have got rid of that first. Alright. Now active, that is what turns the event on or off. So if it's set to 1, then the event's on, which means it'll be active in the game and it'll start working. Look at it like a power switch. If it's set to 0, then it's off and it's not going to work. So you're going to want that to be 1. And then just underneath that, you'll see where it says children. Now this is what that event spawns in. And we went with affected city, so you have, because it already has a whole lot of zombies set up of a different variety, which makes it kind of nice. You can add more in too if you want. Just pull them from some of the other events, like some of the military ones, maybe. Like with this one, the patrol normal autumn soldier, whatever. You just copy those lines and add them down there with the rest of them. Where was that? Child. Okay. So once you get all of these how you want it, whether you've added more in or not. I don't know if I can do this on my phone or not, but there's a quick way of selecting all these here. If you hold Alt and then drag your mouse down, you'll actually highlight in a column instead of like everything. So you can do that to highlight all of these men all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to want to change all of those to 0. And then you're going to want to come over to the max and do the same thing, but change them all to 1. And that gives all of these an even chance of spawning in, if that's how you want it. If you see some zombies you'd rather have spawn in more, just increase the max on that one. You'll have a higher chance. And that's pretty much it for the event side of it. Just make sure that you have this closing children and then this closing event. And this side of it should be done. Then you're going to want to jump over to your event spawns. What I would do is look for the static Christmas tree. There it is. It's not too far down from the top. It's a pretty short one, so just copy it. Oh. This thing never wants to copy, right? There we go. I didn't realize it would be this hard to do this on my phone. Alright, you're going to want to copy that and do just like we did over there. You're going to drop down the line. And then paste that in. Okay, sorry that took so long. Now this name here has got to be the same as the event you had set up over here. Excuse me. So we'll go up here, we'll copy that. Jump back over to event spawns. Set that as static phantom. Go down to the bottom. Now I don't know if this line has to be here, but I've always put it in just to be safe. So we'll copy that, drop down, and then paste that in. And then we'll jump back over to the events, get that again. Alright. Now, as far as this here, these are basically your coordinates for your events to spawn in. If I can find the Christmas tree event again. Oh, that's a static. Send a crash, I believe. Yep. Alright, here we go. Yep. Okay, so these here are the coordinates, the X and Z, on the I Survive map, from where you'll get your spawn points from. So let me jump over to I Survive and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's toppling. Now, the way I've got mine set up, let me turn this on here. This outer ring, I have, inside that outer ring, I've got the Spooky Fog 23, because it has a really nice effect to those zombies. And that's about a 560 meter radius. So when you want to go get in your spawn points for whatever area you want, if you do it like mine, you're going to need a lot of them. Luckily, my brother's a coder and was able to create something that allowed me to give him a spawn point, and then he could generate as many spawn points around it as I needed. So I was able to fill this in pretty quick. So I've got about 2,000 spawn points, within this area. But when you go to I Survive to get your spawn point, I think on computer you just scroll your mouse wherever you want it, and then it'll show your spawn points, and then you just copy that and then paste it in. Or if you're on your phone like I am, if you just push and hold, it'll give you your spawn points, which are down here where it says game. Okay, I copied. And then if you just jump back over to here, we can paste that in right there. So we've got it right in front of us, and then just copy that. Come over here, paste that in. And do the same thing with this one. Copy that. Paste it in. And do that for as many as you need. And the ones you don't need, just, well, you want to back this out. You want to get rid of this once you're done. Sorry. Alright. Now, for as many spawn points as you want, just add as many in as you need. Just copy the line, drop down. I think you hit Control D and it'll just duplicate them. And then if you ones you don't need, just get rid of them. And so it should look something like that. So you'll have a, let me get this. This is so tricky on my phone. There we go. Alright, clean it up some. So you're going to want to have the opening event again, the name of the event, your coordinates, and then the closing event. And like I said, this part down here, I don't know if you have to have it, but I always put it in just to be safe. And then you're going to save both of these to whatever file you're going to keep them in as backup, and then upload them back to your DayZ server, and you're good to go. And after that, it's just fun and games and phantom zombies popping in behind you. If you watched any of the clips I had set up before this, you'd see. I got a clip I'm going to play after this. It kind of gives you an idea of how the zombies spawn in. They tend to spawn in all at once, so I actually set up several of these events to make them spawn in a little more random. But I replaced the zombies with heli crashes, so you can actually hear how they would spawn in, and it's pretty crazy. It's a lot of noise. All right, well, I hope this helped you guys out, and take care.